You know, there was something we were watching someone go through the other day where he seemed to be in reaction to what he didn't believe in, and he was wanting to separate himself from it. And there was a lot of fear there, in a sense. And as Gail just said, when you're on this journey, when you have connected to that place inside, you are so well taken care of. You are so well fused. How do you kill a rock? You only break it into more rocks. And then there's more rocks. Do you think the rock mine's being multiplied? How do you kill a human being? In this life, we see that happening. And we know that's not appropriate way for one consciousness to treat another consciousness. But when you're in this realm of connection to higher self, there's no fear because you're totally taken care of. It may involve your discerning when to walk around the corner and when not to walk around the corner. So you need to listen to higher self speaking to you. But, that's just part of the play. Learning discernment, learning how to choose, and choosing sometimes again and again and again. Because this isn't an easy automatic process. Now you're there, and you put on one of these tools and zap, you're now a new human being. It's a process of shedding the old and accepting the new, and allowing the light to come through you. Because even though you say that you're a receptacle and that you are a doorway for love to open into this world, you still have to choose moment by moment. When this person is in front of me, maybe doing something I don't care for, what's my response? How do I work with love so it comes into this world in a way that is appropriate? And again, you can't figure it out, but you can allow yourself to be used. And then you allow that light to come through you. And when it's coming through you, you realize that's all you are is light. And no one can kill the light because, that's what shadow, that's the game, the trick, the wordplay of shadow is just the absence of light. It's not like it's a presence in and of itself. It's just where light has moved away. So always make sure you keep standing in the light and you allow the light to come through you, and you work in meditation to open up to how can I be of service today, and allow the light to work through me. And then the darkness never shows up. I know in my lifetime I've had very little confrontation with negativity because I haven't chosen to allow it to be part of my life. I live in the same United States with all the strangeness going on in the world, with the strangeness going on. But by focusing on what's real, and it's not what's out here, it's not your belief. No matter who you believe God to be, if we have 7 billion people, we're going to have 10 billion different ideas on what God is. And when we leave this life, we're all going to be surprised. Because God is infinite. You cannot conceptualize infinite in the finite. So let go of it. Let go of all this stuff. You've got it all wrong. You can't do it right. Only spirit, only higher self can do it right. And that's something you can discover when you open to being just that puppet of the light, the puppet of love, the right arm of unity, stepping into the world with an openness and a fearlessness, because there's nothing to fear. You're going to keep going forever. And the more you move into that love and unity now, the more you'll be infused with it, lifetime after lifetime. wherever that lifetime is, in this dimension, in the next dimension, in higher dimensions, it's all a movement toward being of service, toward unity, and allowing more and more love to express itself through you. And in that state, you have the ability to outweigh thousands and potentially millions of chaotic souls, souls caught up in their fear, souls caught up in their 3D physicalness, because the light of truth has more weight and more ability to transform than all the other stuff on this planet rolled into one dense little pea. So
I want to remind you about how we talked about the law of acceleration. We talked about this great wind. We talk about this vibratory flow that's coming from Amun-Ra. And remember, we talked about tossing up your spiritual antenna, if you will, and then just holding on. There it is. Here it is. Like, we actually have tools now that can accelerate your capacity to connect. And there's no coincidences in this little game that we partake in. And as we start to play with some of these forms, and as I will be bringing some forms back to us in class. This. Can I have the Merkaba? We were playing with this the other day, and it is a very, very powerful instrument, and it will be in the Lamasery, and I'll be bringing it down to Scottsdale and as well as to Denver. And then we've got the Unity Grid, which again is, remember, part of the C60 that we've been chatting about. This again is a geodesic dome that we've been participating in, changing the very constituency of our body. So there's a whole bunch of wonderful things happening. I cannot thank these two enough for the life they've lived in service, right? In service and in pursuing something of a higher calling, which we're all very fortunate to have. It's just extraordinary.
It's our joy. It's our purpose. Every day we get up and we look at this. We live in a beautiful surrounding in nature, and we are so blessed. And we get up and we say to ourselves, what can we do today? You know, what is our service today? And all kinds of wonderful things show up. It's something that I think everyone is going to be more and more tuned in to, that aspect of taking each moment to look at what is this service, what are the gifts that you have to give. And we are supported through those connections without really being fully connected to all of who we are and to the higher aspects of what life is about. Then we can only reflect a very tiny part of what we think life is about. So that is so much of what drives us, is getting those frequencies, those tools, the inspiration out to people to be able to step into the cloth of who you truly are, the light of who you are. And knowing that our environment makes a difference, the tools that we have that connect us make a difference, our community makes a difference, and then we can be expressive of the light of the soul. And that is our mission for each of us.
What a great phrase. Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to collaborate, and for the service that you do, and for interacting with the class like this. It's just great. We're very grateful. Thank you all for paying attention and listening. And we are truly blessed. We'll be having some of this stuff back. What's your website?
It is www.iconnecttoall.com, and that's the number 2. So iconnect2all.com.
Lovely. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for being part of this whole play, because you drew this out of us with your desire and with your need and with your love. Thank you.
Thank you.